Hi, and welcome to Lesson 9.01 on Arithmetic Sequences. First, what is an arithmetic sequence? Take a minute to look over the examples and non-examples on the screen. Do you see a pattern? All of these actually have a pattern, but the arithmetic sequences, you add or subtract the same number to get each subsequent term. Feel free to check out the link at the bottom of the page to see a more exciting way of seeing what an arithmetic sequence is and is not. Okay, some very important things we need to know. We need to look at the terminology. A sub 1 means the first term. So A sub 18 is the 18th term. And A sub n is the nth term. Okay, the unknown term. D represents the common difference. So that is the number that we are adding or subtracting to get the next term. So let's look at this sequence and put this all together. This represents the first term. And the first term in this sequence is 3. A sub 4 says we're looking for the fourth term. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth term is 24. And D, the common difference, we're asking what are we adding or subtracting to each term? And that would be a positive 7. 3 plus 7 is 10, plus 7 is 17, plus 7 is 24, and so on. The other way to get the common difference is to take any term and subtract the 1 before it. So 10 minus 3 is 7, 31 minus 24 is 7. In any case, D equals 7. Okay, so now let's look at an actual algebra problem. Identify the 36th term of the sequence 125, 130, 135, 140, and so on. This is the formula for finding the nth term of an arithmetic sequence. In this case, you do not want to actually write out all 36 terms to figure out what the 36th term is. So please take a moment to copy down this formula. You will need this for the test. It will be useful on quiz. It will also be useful for the semester exam. So please copy this down and add it to your reference sheet. Notice that here again we have A sub n, which is the nth term, equals the first term, A1, plus, now we're going to talk about this n minus 1, and then there is D, the common difference that we have talked about. Just notice for a moment that we have an n here, the nth term here, and we have an n here. The n's are the same. They're the term number, which in this case will be 36. However, if you look at this as a whole, A sub n would be the 36th term. So it will eventually be a number that we will find. Okay, let's put this together and plug our numbers into the formula. A sub n, so the 36th term is what we're looking for. A1, the first term, is 125. N, again, is 36, right? The 36th term, this is 36, minus 1. And D, our common difference, we are adding 5 each time. Or again, you could say any term minus the 1 in front of it will give you D. Make sure to use the order of operations. We need to do what's in parentheses first. So the first thing we do, 36 minus 1, which is 35. Then we need to multiply before we can add. 35 times 5 is 175. Plus 1 gives us that the 36th term of this sequence is 176. Okay. So let's dissect this problem. Find the 43rd term of an arithmetic sequence whose first term is 82 and whose 20th term is negative 32. All right. Well, the first term, they're telling us, is 82. Okay? We're looking for the 43rd term, right? This is what we need to find. So we need to find A sub 43. We know that our first term is 82 plus, okay, and here we have n minus 1. What is n? Well, we are looking for the 43rd term, right? So n would be here, 43. Please excuse my handwriting on this board. So 43 minus 1. D. Oh, what is D? I don't have a list of numbers this time. Okay, let's investigate. We know that the first term is 82, right? So let's go over here off to the side, and let's say A1 is 82. Actually, let's list them. Let's say we start with 82, and then we go way over here to the 20th term, which is negative 32. Time to show you a trick. Remember, to find the common difference, we subtract any term to the term behind it. Well, we don't know that term, but let's go ahead and subtract this. Negative 32 minus 82 gives us negative 114. Everybody follow? Negative 32 minus 82 gives us negative 114. Now, how many terms are there between the first term and the 20th term? 19, right? So if I divide this by 19, that means between each term, we're going down 6. This is D. So let's get rid of the mumbo jumbo here on the screen and then plug in negative 6 for D. Are you working it out ahead of me? Feel free. All right, so the 43rd term is equal to 82 plus 42 times negative 6. Okay, and that would be 82 minus 252, because 42 times negative 6 is negative 252. So our final answer, the 43rd term of this arithmetic sequence, is negative 170. 82 minus 252 is negative 170. Let's try one more, shall we? All right, the DVDs on a shelf are arranged so that each shelf has 3 more DVDs than the shelf below it. If the bottom shelf has 5 DVDs, how many DVDs are there on the 7th shelf? Okay, let's dissect this one. What is A1? Our starting point. We have 5 on the bottom. What is the common difference? Well, what do these shelves have in common? Each shelf has 3 more. Okay, so that means we're going to add 3 each time. So the common difference is a positive 3. And we are trying to figure out the 7th shelf. So that would be A7. All right, so N must be 7, right? Okay, so to our formula, the 7th term is equal to the first term, which is 5, plus n minus 1. Let's go ahead and do that in our head, shall we? If n is 7, then n minus 1 must be 6, times the common difference, which is 3. So we have 5 plus 18. And so our seventh term is 23, which means there are 23 DVDs on the 7th shelf. Now we can easily check this because these are smaller numbers. So let's look at this sequence. The first term of our sequence would be 5, correct? There were 5 on the bottom shelf. And then the second shelf had 3 more, so it had 8. Third shelf has 11. Fourth shelf has 14. Fifth shelf has 17. The sixth has 20. And look, the seventh shelf has 23.